What's good? Santi back with another video. Wanted to record one real quick before I had an appointment. You know what I'm saying? Got one around about 2. So when I'm dropping this, it's probably like around about like 11 or something. But I wanted to title this video, Semen, Retention, and Sexual Discipline. Man, that's probably like one of the hardest journeys you could have in your life because everything else is tied to it. You know what I'm saying? But by no means has my journey been easy, you know, and I can't help but reflect on just all of my experiences and all of the things that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? What saddens me the most, man, is just seeing what people have, what men have gone through around me when it comes to the type of women that they've chosen and how it's nearly destroyed their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lack of sexual discipline is how women gain control over men and how women assert their sense of power. You know what I'm saying? Like, a man who has sexual discipline is not a man that can easily be controlled. You know what I'm saying? Because he has learned to control and master probably one of the most powerful forces within himself and probably one of the most powerful forces in the human experience. You know, one of the most powerful forces in the world in terms of driving a man or a person to do things, to accomplish things, whether they be good or bad. You know what I'm saying? When we sit here and think about crimes of passion, you know, those type of feelings are first brought, like they begin through a person having a sexual experience with another. You know what I'm saying? I've seen friendships fall apart between men because of women. You know what I'm saying? Because of a man being overly emotional and lacking control of himself. You know what I'm saying? And having a victim mentality and not owning up to his choices and holding himself accountable. You know, because women can tell and will test a man who has sexual discipline. You feel me? You gotta understand that. Like, women can pick out a weak man. You know, people will be in relationships and whatnot, and a woman would be upset with her partner for whatever reason and then want to deny him sex. You know what I'm saying? And then when you see with married couples, a man will do something and he can't sleep in his own bed. He gotta, sleep on the couch or whatever. And I sit here and look at the relationships that some of my homies have with women that they chose to have children with. You know what I'm saying? And them ended up regretting it, you know. And they have to recognize that they were being weak. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can look and tell that the way that they interact with their children, that they didn't really want a child. But in that moment, they let their sexual desire in the sexual experience, they let that desire rule over them. You know, it's like they pick subpar and mediocre average women to have children with. You know what I'm saying? And I like to reference a song from 50. I can't remember what song it was. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, you a reflection of me. Your woman's supposed to be a reflection of you. You know what I'm saying? So if you pick a woman or choose a woman who she doesn't even have any sexual discipline, she plays games with you, she manipulates you. You know what I'm saying? She's entertaining other guys and stuff and trying to hide it behind the guises of a friendship and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, me, and by no means, as I said, by no means has my journey been easy. You know what I'm saying? But because I was able to make the painful decisions in order to keep my sanity as best as I could, it kept me from having to experience certain shit, because the last thing I wanted to be is another baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's fulfilling cycles, the same cycles. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're becoming a carbon copy of the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have become basic and average. You know, and just think about it. You know, with sexual discipline comes a greater sense of self and confidence, and you know, you becoming more aware of what your power is. You know, and you know, you see a lot of this in the streets. I mean, shoot, sex, sex, like crib sets or whatever, and different organizations. And when you look from that point to like successful men and politicians and pastors, you know what I'm saying, putting up this facade of being men of high standard and high values, getting caught, you know what I'm saying, facilitating, you know, prostitution and sex trafficking and all of this stuff, you know what I'm saying, raping and molesting little boys, you know what I'm saying? And just think about you choosing the wrong woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you choosing the wrong woman can literally destroy your life. And this is a point that I've made before. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, commend yourself for having gone through certain experiences where you have fallen out, or you fallen out with a woman, or you experienced a heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? What is deemed a heartbreak? You know, it's like, man, and just think about men who are not able to let go and separate themselves from toxic, deceitful, weak, lost women. You know what I'm saying? Like, some men can't hold themselves accountable. They can't own up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you in a situation like that, and it's literally destroying your life, you can't expect people to not see that, when, especially if they care about you, and they see that this situation with this particular woman is literally destroying you as a person. It's tearing you down. It's weakening you as a man. And all of these problems that we're going through in society is because men don't know who they are. You cannot be mad at another man when it comes to the decisions that you make. Now, granted, I grew up without my father, so I had to come to understanding masculinity and manhood on my own. But I know that a lot of the guys around me that I knew, you know, coming up from high school, that I met in college, a lot of them don't embody authentic and true masculinity. They're in their feminine energy. They're in their feelings all the time. They let women get inside their mind and manipulate them and stuff. And we've all gone through that at some point in time, you know? Like, we've all gone through that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain experiences that everybody has to have. You know what I'm saying? But you have to become aware of yourself enough to where you set standards, and you don't let a woman set the standard for you. Now, I will say this. You can come across a woman that fits outside, that stands outside of the norm of the type of women that you're used to. You know, like in the city I grew up in, I already knew when I graduated high school, I said, I'm not dealing with no woman from my city. None whatsoever. But I seen guys, quote unquote, fall in love and put these women on a pedestal, and I'm like, they don't really have anything much to offer. We grew up in a city where it's like everybody think the same. They love college football. They're hypocritical Christians. You know what I'm saying? And they got that nigga mentality. You know what I'm saying? And they think just like everybody else, but they act like on social media they're speaking wisdom. All they do is talk about hoes and bitches and running the bag and you know what I'm saying, and all of that basic shit. Their minds are pretty much hijacked. They have no real sense of self. They don't know who they are. And the majority of those people have no type of sexual discipline whatsoever. Even the most holier than thou motherfucker in the church don't have no sexual discipline. They don't even really know how to healthily deal with themselves and work with their energy. Now see, when it comes to sexual discipline, you're tapping into a power. You know what I'm saying? That will help you overcome any and all circumstances. It'll push you to elevate your mind. It'll push you to face pain. You know what I'm saying? Because your sexual identity is the root of your identity, as I've said. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to sexual discipline, it's knowing that you have, you know, you're meant to engage. Your body is designed for sex, okay? But of course, you can't have it whenever you want it, however you want it. So you have to be able to redirect that energy and focus it on things that need to get done. Things that'll make you happier in the long term. You know, like use that energy to set in a higher standard for your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Career goals, things that you want to create. You know, other types of relationships that you want to build that are not solely just based on sexual desire. Because when you focus on what you got to do when you're working on yourself, the sexual experiences are going to come. You know what I'm saying? Your sexual energy is going to push you to do those things that you may not necessarily have had the energy to do before or the confidence to do. Where you'll be talking to women, you know what I'm saying? Or stepping outside of your comfort zone to create a better opportunity for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But the problem with masculinity, the problem with men is the fact that they lack sexual discipline. And a man with sexual discipline is attracted to women. Because it's like if you're around a highly attractive woman, they can of course feel your sexual energy as you're on semen retention. That enhances your aura and your energy and the way that you appeal to women. They can feel that energy on a subconscious level. So then when you're around them and you know that they're attracted to you, and of course you may feel that sexual desire for them, but you contain it and you just, you know, and you don't let it dictate your moves, you will create a sexual situation where where you have the advantage. Because she'll be like, dang, he ain't all about sex. But because you're not all about sex and you're not sex driven, you get sex. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I want to wrap up this video because it's already approaching 13 minutes. So, yeah, man. You know, be aware of the mistake. Like, look around you and see and be more aware of people being sexually driven and look at the mistakes they make. Through that observation, you will tap into your own wisdom. And you, because you chose to be conscious and aware, you won't put yourself in the position that they have. You know what I'm saying? Those men will never know true freedom because they haven't freed themselves from their sexual desires. Like they're still going to be there and it's going to be real hard sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But if you can keep a vision in your mind of who you want to be and what you seek to accomplish and you're centered with that, then you can overcome it and you can transform yourself.